Ladies and gentlemen, how are we feeling? How are we feeling? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope everything is going well for y'all. Hope everybody's chilling. Hope everybody's living like a villain. We are back here with MLB 21, the show. So we are currently in the month of May. Well, ironically, ironically, yeah, it's like we're say it would be that way. So today we're actually playing. So I mean, honestly, and that's what's so great about like games like this, especially. So. Uh, not even in a weird way. We have that month of May, which means we basically it's like playing today, so which is great. But in all seriousness, um, we got a lot of baseball play. We're currently at 57 overall. I got some different loadouts. Why is there a plane flying over me? Gosh, people are jerks. So we have like some different loadouts and possibly everything. There's a couple of things I want to kind of take care of and everything, just to kind of show you all these loadouts. So, it's going to be a little bit of a story time, but not really a story time, but more so of like kind of explaining and going through a lot of the situations and stuff regarding those loadouts, regarding those things. So, I did not get a chance to go very deep in a deep explaining of what these loadouts actually are and what they kind of what they represent and not just cause I talked a little bit about it, a little bit about it. Wait, let me make sure I have the sentence right. I talked a little bit about it. I talked a little bit about yeah, there it is. That try to say it that time 5 times fast. But to kind of go deeper into what these loadouts really are, what kind of that whole thing's about. So every single one of these loadouts based upon who you it's really genuinely speaking, which is kind of what's good and bad about this game, is that it's based upon what you want as a player and what you want as your player to develop into. So let's hypothetically say if I'm because going back to those options where it was like I want to be in the position field, like the position player for a while, and I'm going to be in a position player and then pitch sometimes, or I want to pitch all the time. Based upon all of these things, that's what really determines whether or not what you want. It's more so if it's leaving up that flexibility to and every single individual who wants to play. Whoever you want to play, it leads that flexibility up to you guys. So if you want to be like the contact hitter with a little bit of feeling and a little bit of speed, like kind of saw it like down there with myself, you can do that. But if you also just want to be pure power or pure thing, all of this is great. And it adds that little boost, and maybe like it's a +5, +9, +7, whatever it may be. But at the same time, it's more so of kind of trying to find that perfect balance between, hey, you could be like, okay, I want to be a pure power hitter, but I don't want to lose any contact because I'm only doing it for times when I'm a designated hitter, which is why a lot of times I'll do pure power, whatever it may be, is because of this thing. And then also, in addition to with the what's the word I'm looking for? All the accessories and stuff. Excuse me. With all the accessories and stuff that we used to kind of have, and I was just kind of trying to like readjust everything. But with all of those extra little incentives and stuff, that's also adding boost to your game. So it's based, and now that's where a lot of that, a lot of those loadouts really come from, genuinely speaking. Is just each have a different kind of little setup and a little bit of just trying to figure out what works for you and what you want to see as a player for your person. So it's all very customizable, which is super cool, and it's so new for this like entire game because they literally, and I sincerely say this, they have never done this before on the game and never have done this within like the series at all. So it's a great new feature, but there's a lot of bugs to still work out of it. So perfect example from like last year kind of thing of what they kind of have to work out through it is the whole what's the word I'm looking for, like what's the it's kind of like the talking about the when you are updating your player, it's kind of like how in most games they go, it's based on, okay, like you get allotted amount of like, excuse me, sorry, I don't know why, but I just yawned and it was gross, and then I want to yawn. But anyway, so back to what I was saying. But back with the whole back like basically most how games kind of work and stuff like that is a genuine what we kind of do is like you have like an allotted amount of skill points. And with those skill points that you basically have, that's what you kind of upgrade and downgrade. Not upgrade and downgrade, but also upgrade your player to what the attributes want, and then that's how you progress. That's how normal sports games work. But with MLB, the show, I should say, they have a different thing. It's more so about how you play is what's going to get those points, which really, really helps in good situations of things you can control, such as like contact, power, vision, discipline, all of these things, even break control, all of these things. You get positive points and negative points, from those experiences. Well, actually, you get positive points from those experiences. But here's the kicker: if you play bad, you lose a lot of those points, obviously speaking. But this is the reason why I say it's a good thing and also a bad thing. It's a good thing because you're getting the points that you like. If I'm playing well and if I'm literally smacking the balls and getting home runs, it's going to easily and very aggressively quickly run up and make it like 60, 70 overall, in terms of contact and power. So currently we have those three pitch types. Also, I wanted to let you know that's kind of where we're sitting at right now. I'm most likely am going to change up a lot of it and just switch up and add some more because I really want to be an all overall just a filthy like pitcher in terms of that. It's not so much like, because don't get me wrong, like speed and cheese, and I know I completely jumped shit, but I'll come back. I know that like even though it's great to have that cheese and have that speed where you can hit those 85, not 85, 95 mile per hour, 95 to 97 mile per hour fastballs and stuff like that, and everything. But it's like, I also want to be filthy. But here's but kind of going back to what I was saying, it's how you play is what you get points in or you lose points in. But here's the issue. And also I need to get a chance to go through the all the equipment, but so now you guys get to see all that, and I'll talk a little bit about that afterwards. But like, you get those points, but here's the problem: if like there are certain things that you can't control. So like even if you are in front of the ball, like literally the ball could come to you, you could be right in front of it, dead center, and you would still drop it based upon those loadouts. So like, and that's why I say these loadouts are very, very important. So if you want to, because you can get a really, really good boost in the stuff that you want to do, but here's the problem: if you lose those points because you're basically saying you have to get something to look like, you have to lose something to gain something. So if you could basically say, all right, I want to be a contact hitter, but the best way for me to get the most amount of contact is for me to lose some fielding, and that's the reason why they have different loadouts. So every single thing has a different, either like higher plus minuses, or just like have different things. So that's why you go to the show shop and you buy all. Well, it's not buying, but it's more of like the stubs that you kind of saw where I was like 5,000. That's what you would use. Anyway, not the point, but basically saying the problem is with that, based upon your loadout, how you play is what's going to affect it. So if like, let's say if I like -4 on my fielding and I go onto the field, it's going to expecting to have like a little bit of a drop in the boost. But because of the same thing, and this is where the kicker problem is, because of that same thing, you might have the opportunity where if the ball might come directly to you and you have a bad fielding experience, and because of the fact that they use it on the point system of how you play, you're gonna get negative attributes, which is kind of dumb. And this is why I'm gonna call it out and say, yo, that's kind of dumb. Not because of the fact that I understand the boost system and I understand that whole loadout system and how it works well, but at the same time, it's going to cause a lot of problems, because how can I, upgrade and get better at something if like I'm continuously losing points, even if because I'm losing. How do I put? I put it in a perfect way. It's an aggressive catch-22, because if I'm losing points, that means I'm never gaining the attributes. But the only way for me to gain the attributes is to get those points. But like if I'm continuously like not even messing up, but more so of getting like if I'm getting loss of like if like a ball's coming to me and I catch it, I'm going on this very aggressive ADHD rant, but it's perfectly fine. Um, if the ball is coming to me and I drop it, I lose points. But the only way for me to get better is that I can gain, like, so basically gaining points on those attributes and stuff like that. So kind of actually so in the show shop too, because this is the stuff that I was talking about, where all of this stuff is coming from. In terms of your equipment, like your batting gear, your feel, all of this. I wanted to break this down in a way for you guys to show everything. But that's where it's kind of dumb. But at the same time, kind of going a little bit off of that. This is where I was talking, like, you get a plus, like, if I was kind of taking that +9 power or +12 or whatever it may be, but you're -4 on contact. So it's really about what you want and things like that. They even have, and other stuff. But I'll probably do that stuff offline. Anyway, but kind of going back to these loadouts. And then we're going to get into baseball. We're going to get into baseball, I promise you, very, very, very soon. Actually, very much now. We're going to hop into this bad boy. We're going to hop into this game. And we're going to keep talking about this because I do, I've played this game long enough where I can now start talking about it, about the positives and about the negatives. So the biggest thing about the positives is that having this loadout system, which is great because it gives you the fluidity to actually be able to perform like the best way possible and getting those boosts in what you want. But the problem is in those things of those days where you're going to lose those attributes because of the fact that you had a negative like setup or negative whatever to that thing. What's going to cause problems is just that it's just not going to show up. But either way, we're going to take on the bad boy San Antonio Missions. Or not, nope, we are the San Antonio Missions. We're taking on the Frisco Rough Riders. There it is. So currently we're currently eighth in the batting order, which is perfectly fine. We're currently 4-8. We're trying to get that record up. We're trying to get that record up and go from there. And hopefully everything will work out well. Worst case scenario, I'm genuinely, and I'm gonna keep a full transparency with y'all. There's a high possibility either A, because I have to double check on my other stuff, because I think what happens is, and unfortunately, and I'm not even 100% sure. This is content from this play. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous play, absolutely gorgeous 3-1, not 3-1, 5-1. I'm sorry, 5-3, 5-3 play. So. We are here chilling on third base. I love it.
For a look at the defensive alignment for the home team. And if you look at the numbers on this team,
but this is why it's great. So, but what I'm going to do a lot of times is, especially looking back on this, a lot of these. Oh, that was my pitch, dude. That was but if you saw that it was minus vision, right? That's something you can control. But here's the problem. Not even a genuine. It's always been a weird thing. But when it comes to this vision, this whole thing is that if something is outside the strike zone and you don't swing at it, it's great. It's +1 at vision. But here's the problem, and this is why it's a weird kicker. If, let's say, hypothetically speaking, I swing at it inside the strike zone and I get out, I get plus on the vision. But obviously, the only way for me not to lose points on vision is, genuinely speaking, if I don't swing anything outside the strike zone, which is weird, and it's a weird thing because that might not be your pitch. Like literally, I'm not gonna want to swing at an upper, basically up in the zone fastball, because that's easily going to be a pop out or pop fly. So, but then I'm still going to get penalized for and lose a little bit of attribute points on vision because I want to be let me be patient, let me wait for my pitch. So it's a very weird system. Like I said before, a lot of times, and genuinely speaking, this is going to be not even this episode, but more so this is how baseball is just very, very aggressively weird because of these reasons.
He's going to wave him.
He pulls into second safely as a run will score on the play.
But we're back on. We're back in here in the box.
Half of the 7th
Try to
inning.
get a little bit of contact, but unfortunately, right literally right to the third baseman. Softly hit up the softly hit the infield, so you already know what's gonna happen. So, but we're back in the box. But that, I mean, I think, and that's the reason why. Interesting. That was a really late.
Now a big fastball, and he's well behind
But
it with the swing.
genuinely speaking, man, that third baseman is killing me. But and I think this is the reason why a lot of times I say that baseball is weird. So we take that 9-1 loss. This is the reason why I say baseball is a very weird sport. It's very hard to kind of get a sometimes it's hard to get a read on a lot of your opponents, genuinely because of the fact that that there's going to always be individuals, not even individuals, but basically like what's the word I'm looking for? There's going to be like every single time a lot of these, depending on how the team works or who you're going against. You have to look to be like, okay, this person is causing me problems. Like a perfect example is like third baseman, right? If third baseman is causing me problems, you have to make that adjustment and be like, okay, cool, I'm just not going to hit over there because the third baseman is the one that's always picking up my stuff because he's a really good fielder. Just by computer generated stuff. Let me just switch it up. I'm trying to make see, and this is the stuff that I was talking about, right? Everything was lined up perfectly in terms of fielding, but because of the fact that I have that power on, that power loadout system, but I have a drop in my fielding is not going to be as amazing. It's still going to do the bare necessities so that every single play is a bad play, but at the same time, those really hard plays, like the one where I had to move over, and if I'm not directly in front of it to make that play, I'm going to have trouble fielding that, and I'm going to lose attribute points. Another example, and this is like in that vision too, where it's like I'm waiting on my pitch. Now, don't get me wrong, foreseeing nice base hit. I didn't think I was gonna make that. Honestly, beautiful base hit. Literally just solid contact up the fielding. Manager wants me to steal. I'm gonna listen to my manager. Try to get a good, decent amount of thing. I had a terrible jump. Oh my god, that was a horrible thing. That was, well, I listened to my manager. My manager was wrong. I should not have stolen the base. I could have, oh, you left that hanging. I'm mad. Only because here's the thing. That was a hanging curveball. And I'm only upset at myself because I could have easily smacked that bad boy. But baseball is literally a game of adjustments. It is a frustrating game, which is why kind of going back onto my little conversation that I was talking about a couple episodes, or maybe it was last episode, I forgot. Really. But baseball is a very aggressive game of adjustments, such as this game. This is like basically for anyone who is thinking about the getting games. I know for a fact that I do have a lot of people who are really aggressive baseball fans. This game it's a solid game. There are parts that are frustrating. There are parts that are you can play around with it, but it's really just about finding adjustments and seeing what works for you. But certainly some of these things they do work, and some of these things they don't work. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, we couldn't close out that series. We did get some contact, which means hey, we're doing enough to at least extend some hitting streaks, excuse me, and at least at the bare minimum to kind of keep it going. So that way we can say, hey, if worst case scenario, push comes to shove, we did what we needed to do to get on base to kind of give our team a shot of actually being able to win. But like I said before, it's a very individualistic game where it's all on your, like, basically like you are helping to add up to the overall team win not team win percentage, but team win team win scoring. That's, I can't speak now, but it's great. But I moved up in the batting order. I started at number 8. Now I'm at number 4. So I'm doing my job. I gotta do my job. So we don't need an introduction. Yeah. So we got a challenge coming up. Might as well go for a power swing. Try to drive in that run. see what we
Next
can
will
do
be
with
the
it.
cleanup hitter, Nicholas Stanley.
So.
He's back in the starting lineup for this one after sitting out last night's game.
Oof. Okay.
Now here's the first offer.
All right, I'll take that. Okay, UFO.
And here's a ball
Currently,
hit in
they
the
rank
air.
me as a top 50 prospect. I'll take
No
it.
one will get this one.
Okay. I'm solid. Solid contact. I didn't get a chance to drive in the run, but I will take some solid contact. I'll take some solid contact. Oh, no, I did. I did complete it. We did get the run in. Cool. Cool.
Hey, nice way to start a new series.
All right.
The only thing you want to do is try to score.
Let's get back on the bag.
It's always nice.
So, what I've kind of like seen,
right here, trying to set the tone,
and what I'll do for probably most likely next episode. Nice. Bases are loaded. Nice. What I'll most likely do in the for future episodes,
Now to bat, Drake
they
he had a couple of hits in that ball game last night. Here comes the 1-2.
all right. Well, they got that double play. If there was ever a better chance to get a double play that I would possibly get. Tie game. What I was saying was for future episodes, what I'll possibly do just to kind of like show. I do want to steal. Yeah, nice. I didn't know if I was gonna make it. Honestly, I genuinely didn't know. But at the end of the day, what I was saying was, what I'm gonna let you know is, when it comes to not batting. I'm sorry, base running. What I'll do is I'll adjust it for me to be the lead runner. Because don't get me wrong, base running is an important part of the game, and it's, there's also some potential to get some stealing and some steals, some bases, and do all that fun little stuff. But at the same time, if someone's in front of me, it's fun, and it's kind of big and so I'll make the adjustments to do for lead runner and only for lead runner, so that way you can still see those things. And I might even create a loadout specifically working on fielding. Well, a little bit of contact, a little bit of fielding, and a little bit of speed. So that way I can get a very good, solid, all-around overall feel. So that way when it comes down for me to steal bases, I can do it and I won't be able to get out. Or not, I can't get out. So kind of thing. But yeah, let's keep it pushing. So we go from there. Well, we keep it pushing. And hopefully one of these days our team is going to be able to pull out these wins. It's not even about that. I hate my little self. Some brekkie fists. It's I'm sorry. Let me get this straight. How do I have a genuinely speaking, and this is why I say baseball is weird, as well as this game is weird. You can have a perfect, and I mean this, a perfect, like on time and everything, and still get out. You never know. You never know what happens. And you could always, and it's even funnier, is that you can be early on a ball and still hit a home run. Baseball's a weird game, and so is MLB 21 the show. But we're here and we love it. So, this is going to be the last game for this episode because I think the next game I do is going to be as a starting pitcher. And I'm going to make that like an entirely its own episode. So, hopefully we can get this last win because we always like to end on a win here, ladies and gentlemen. Regardless of the game, we always like to end on a win. But if it doesn't happen, it happens. We always get the starting pitcher win. Well, try to get the short didn't work. Well, not so much as that. Try to get that good old-fashioned contact, but stop by the shortstop. But it's perfectly fine. Back on third. I'm trying to get this double play. If not, the bare minimum. That's one. That's two. We got that double play. Good old-fashioned, good old solid. We love it. We love the double plays. The double plays is a sign. It's one of those, and I don't even know who wrote the rule in, but whoever was the first one to do a double play or first team to do a double play, I honestly don't think. Well, that wasn't smart, but it wasn't not smart. Like, don't get me wrong, getting him off the thirds definitely helped the not to score, but at the same time, just as much of that as anything. Second baseman got it. And try to beat it out, but obviously can't do that because, if he goes right to him, there's nothing you can do. But baseball's a weird game, and this is why I'm truly a fan of the sport itself, but I also know how weird it is. Like, a perfect example is, like, the whole... that's a dirty slider. That's a very dirty slider, but sliders are one of my, the hardest ones for me to hit, too. So I think when I was a kid, nice contact.
Swing and a miss, and he's in
Nice
the
contact,
2
beautiful.
down.
Hey, this guy's so aggressive.
Landing on
I don't
second,
think this
got a
pitch
little
is
speed,
anywhere near the zone.
boost.
Swing, line
Or a
drive.
speed
That's gonna be trouble.
upgrade on my speed attributes.
Around first, digging for 2.
But
And
back
he
on
is
second.
into
Oh,
second
what?
base with
Wait,
the leadoff
wait,
double.
wait, what?
Finally,
I'm sorry. What just happened? How did that? You saw that, right? So, my brain just broke. My brain literally just broke. Like, that was a very weird interaction. Like, how was I on second? And I mean this so sincerely. To no fault of my own. Like, you have to constantly be on the offense or be offensively aware of that. But we couldn't get that win. But even though depending on what it might say next, unless we're going back to the right now, we're still got third base. So we got one more thing. We might as well finish it out. We might as well finish it out. Because these games literally take me like 3 to 5 minutes to do, so it's not gonna be too far. But after whenever it says before we're gonna do the starting pitching thing, 413 is our record right now. Even though that's my birthday, I don't want to see a 413 as a record. That's a terrible record. Great birthday, terrible record. Out here rocking the Aries Nation, of course. Let me rephrase that because it might sound weirder if you hear that. Team Aries or the Team Fire Nation. Shout out to Dante Bosco. But in all seriousness, yeah. But we tried to get a double, trying to get that done, and we got that single. But at the end of the day, hey, I'll take getting on base versus above everything else. All right, got some solid contact. Let me see if we can. Oh yeah, let's just run this bad boy out. Oh crap. Oh no. Oh, what a beautiful play. We out here going from first to home on one single thing and not getting out. It was the closest way for us to get out. Hey, even if we don't get the win, hey, I will take the game. I'm sorry. Going off like an all triple. Wow, that was close. That was really close, ladies and gentlemen. Like really close. So, but beautiful, but also ending with a terrible hit because those also that was just a terrible combination. Being late and being late on that fastball, but also up in the zone. Oof, dirty. Horrible, really bad. But at the end of the day, we'll try to keep pushing. Try to get that contact, but it ends up in that double play. The fact that you could actually do that in baseball is it's a weird phenomenon, right? I'm not crazy that it's just a weird. But unfortunately, still down 5-1. It's most likely not going to happen. But I'm doing what I gotta do. It might not end up perfectly and everything, but at the same time, I'm doing what I gotta do to get it done. So my team just gotta step it up. My team just has to step it up. If they don't, there's no way we're gonna make it to playoffs. Still base hit. He was about to catch it, but it dropped. Luckily, it's like right in front of him, so that's great.
On its way, the 0-2 pitch. This is line to left. And a base
couldn't say better anything myself. Couldn't have said it better couldn't have said it better myself. There it is. Taking a little lead off first. We're not gonna steal because one, because I want to get caught, and two, because when you have a lefty pitcher and you're right on first. Oh, they switched. Did they switch pitchers? They just did. I think they just did. Man, your first thing into the game, Cassandra. Your first thing into the game, and you come out literally walking the first dude. Wow. All right, let me see the double play. But hey, we're still gonna score nonetheless. Even though we got that double play, we're still down by 2-5. So, and that 2-5 ends into a 2-5 win or 2-5 loss.
get
But we're going to go back to the
play.
clubhouse.
Run does
That's
come
going
in
to be it
this
for this
one.
episode, ladies and
Yeah, you know,
gentlemen.
that's a
Unfortunately, we
big
couldn't get the
waste of
win, but at the end of the day, we
Even
did what
though
we
a
got to
run
do.
does
We
score,
did what we
right?
had to do.
They're
We got
still
on
now
base.
trading two
We
outs at this point.
kept that streak going, kept that hitting streak going. We got some packs. I'm probably going to either open those in front or basically just open them offline. But at the end of the day, like we said before, we're keeping it pushing. We don't have a great record, but at the same time, we're doing what we got to do to keep to get the wins that we need to get done. But that's going to be it for this episode. And you already know how we end every single episode. You already know how it does. You already know how it goes. We're going to stop it right here. We're going to look at the calendar because we got to go. We have this last week, which is that 25th or the 29th, against Northwestern or Northwest Arkansas. That's what it is. But once we come back to this episode, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep it pushing. But as always, stay safe, stay cool, and always make some moves. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.